I went back to find that the other three had already finished breakfast. While I'd been walking outside, it sadly appeared that it had missed a meal. Well, missing just one meal shouldn't be too much of a problem. I didn't feel all that hungry. So anyway, with weather this nice, I think we should all go outside and get some exercise. Oh, it's just his pajamas, okay. Any objections? Uni suddenly proposed a plan to the rest of us when we gathered in the living area. I must admit, they were all wearing pretty nice clothing. Exercise? You mean you want to do those radio aerobics? Nope, I mean we should go out and play together. Play? Yep, that's right, play. Breathing in the fresh air, breathing in the sunlight, playing in the snow. That's better than staying locked up in these stuffy rooms all the time, right? It's not good for your mind or for your body, you know. Are you serious? Uni, are you serious about this? Yes, of course. Neither Hattori nor Itsami were making any attempt to hide their uncertainty. Even I wasn't without doubts. Yesterday I was almost killed during the power outage. I didn't know whether the culprit was in the room right now or whether they were hiding somewhere unknown to me. But whichever it was, it didn't change the fact that I wasn't in the mood to play. Or is it a bad idea after all? Uni's face fell as he looked at us anxiously. Although it should have been easy to turn him down. Oh well. It should have been easy turning him down, seeing that lonely expression on his face had weakened my will to object, while hesitating over how to answer. It sounds interesting enough, so why don't we? Hattori raised her head and declared her approval. Yes, everyone needs a change of atmosphere once in a while. Unexpectedly, Itsumi agreed as well. How about you, Satoru? Are you going to lock yourself in your room and play by yourself? Hattori laughed teasingly. She provoked me, causing me to answer without thinking. Fine by me. We'll just have to come along, right? Alright, let's decide it. You can give me a thumbs up. Certainly it'd be better for me if we all gathered together rather than separate. And besides, the visibility outside was good. Even if there was a suspicious person out there, they wouldn't have anywhere to hide. I didn't have any particular regrets about Green. So what was it you wanted to play, Unikun? Well, let's see. Actually, I didn't come up with any specific in advance. Hey, Satoru. Hey, Satoru, do you have any ideas? Ideas, huh? Thought to myself. In this situation, the most ideal activity would be... snowboarding. How about snowboarding? Isn't there a small hill to the west of the building? Well, it's not that high or steep, but it should be enough to have fun on. Snowboarding, huh? Let's do that. Let's do snowboarding. Wait a minute. Don't think about it for a second, will you? Would this facility have anything we could use? There's no way it would. I searched for every nook and cranny of the basement storeroom, but I couldn't find any boards, boots, snowsuits, or even anything that could be used to stand in. Obviously, this facility wasn't designed for amusement or anything like that. I realized how silly my own idea had been. Why had snowboarding even come into my mind? Did I think it was a ski resort or something? There was a special psychiatrist institution for the isolation and care for the mentally ill. I wasn't 100% about that, but that was all I could recall. But then, what if my memory was wrong? I began to think about that as I stood in the corner of the storeroom. There were neither medical staff nor guards here. If you think about it, there's no way this could be a special psychiatric facility. Or perhaps in spite of that, if this facility really was fear after all, I can only think about something extremely unusual that happened. Maybe because of this unusual event, the staff suddenly had to leave us behind or something. It wasn't like an answer would appear if I kept thinking about it. I placed my thoughts on hold and resumed my search for the storeroom. Satori, any luck? Uni appeared from behind a shelf. Nope. Nope. I answered, shaking my head. I guess not, huh? No way there'd be snowboard lying around in a place like this. And just then, I found this though! A voice came from behind me. Turning around, I saw Hattori standing there. Ball was spinning at the top of her finger. NBA. NBA? Something... I don't know. Basketball or something. I don't know. I'm gonna quick load. By the way, I realized there's a point in the past where I didn't do the 100% because I didn't go back for the other choice. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I'm just not gonna bother going back then. I forgot which one it was. Anyway, basketball. Hey, how about basketball? Isn't there a court to the east of the building? There isn't really anything I can think of that's stopping us from using it. Well, that's a good idea. Basketball's my specialty after all. I'm not really that good at it though. Do you want to do something else then? No, it's okay. If everyone else wants to do it, then it's fine. How about you, Utsami-san? Well, I don't mind doing that bit. But? I wonder if we even have a ball here. Even if we do have a cord without the ball, then it isn't even worth mentioning, right? Well, that's certainly true. It's fine, don't worry about it. I think there was a ball down in the storeroom. There we go. With that decided, the four of us split into two teams for our basketball team. After trying to just balance everyone's strength equally, the results were Uni and I, the boys team, will be facing Hattori and Isami, the girls team. However, we couldn't play the standard rules, mostly due to the court being hidden under a thick layer of snow. Hey, what are we gonna do, Satoru? We can't play basketball like this. Hattori dropped the ball she'd found in the basement. Without a single bounce, the ball dropped and sank into the snow. But it's not like we can't use the hoops, right? Saying that, I dug the ball into the snow. What do you mean? What I mean is this. Holding the ball aloft, I tossed it into the blue sky. The brown orb drew a beautiful parabola and sank into the net. With that swish, I so loved to hear the net sprang and down as though dancing. A free throw tournament. I went over the rules of the others. Well, though I called them rules, they were nothing too complicated. The AB team and the CD team will alternate in shooting free throws. The order will go AC-BD. This will count as one term. The person who's up can choose to either shoot from the free line or shoot from the outside of the three-point line. If the ball goes in, their team will receive 2 points for a shot from the free throw line or 3 points for a shot from the three-point line. Hereinafter, the free throw line will be referred to as the 2PL and the three-point line will be known as the 3PL. This will continue for 9 turns and the team with the most points at the end will win. Okay. So that's how we'll do it. Did everyone get that? All three of them nodded. The result of a quick round of rock, paper, scissors put the Hattori-Itsumi team up first, with Satori-Uni team second. Alright, let's get started. Starting this match without a whistle didn't feel quite right. Simon was the first to shoot. She decided to play it safe with the 2PL, and with a meek look on her face, she headed to the court. We'd already removed the snow around the 2PL and 3PL. With the white field of the court, we'd opened up just enough space to comfortably shoot from. And inside the area we dug out around the 2PL stood Itsumi. Number 1, Itsumi Kali, here I go! With that spirited declaration, she raised her right hand high. Maybe it was because she was nervous, but it sounded like her voice was cracking. Hey, wait, Itsumi-san, the ball! Hey, the ball? Murmuring to herself, she began looking restlessly back and forth near her feet, even though the ball hadn't rolled anywhere near her. Here, it's over here. Saying that, it gently tossed the ball to her. After falling what looked like a flustered pantomime of the robot dance, Isami fell on her rear in the snow. The ball fell right next to her with a plop. I'm sorry. She flustered. She got to her feet and picked up the ball. Does she have no athletic ability? Probably. Number 1, it's Fuyukawa, here I go! We get it already, so hurry up and throw. Alright, here I go! Isami gripped the ball in both hands. Then she crouched down, widened her stance, lowered the ball between her bowed legs, and then gave it a great clumsy toss. The ball flew high in the air and hit the wire mesh of the fence and dropped down into the snow. Oh, so close. The three of us were speechless. Score 0-0. I entrusted our team's first shot to Uni. Picking up the ball he made of the 2PL. Go for it. He cheered for Uni as he headed into the court. Leave it to me, he answered without turning away from the goal. And then he reached the designated area and assumed his stance. The direction of the wind is... He scooped up some snow and then released it. Powdery snow floated smoothly out of his hand. Northwest wind, about 2 meters, I guess. Uni drew the ball to his chest. He was also using both hands, but unlike Itsumi, he wasn't going to shoot from between his legs. Alright then, here we go. 1, 2, hurrah! Ball struck the backboard and rebounded into the snow. Score 0-0. By the way, that came up as a tip before? Why? Why did that come up as a tip? Score 0-0. The number on the left represents Satori and Itsami's score, and the number on the right represents my and Uni's score. Oh, that's all it's explaining, okay. Oh, that's strange. There wasn't as much room resistance as I thought. Uni returned, shaking his head. No worries, no worries. We've only just started, so don't worry about it. At that moment, Hattori suddenly spoke up. Hey, Satoru, got me thinking. It'd be boring to just have an ordinary match, so do you want to bet something on it? A bet? What kind of bet? Let's see. Tori crossed her arms and turned her glance to the ground. She walked about, tracing a tight circle in the snow. Eventually, she stopped and looked at me before speaking. Actually, there's a favor I wanted to ask you, Satoru. If our team wins, will you do it for me? What's the favor? I won't say right now, but it's nothing big. Alright, it's okay, right? She pestered me with a childlike smile on her face. The freezing temperature outside had colored her cheeks bright red. As I looked at that smiling face, I thought to myself, the one who killed the rat yesterday couldn't have been the Hattori personality after all. Of course, his personality couldn't have had anything to do with the Arizumi incident either. The one who'd done all that things had to be another personality, not Hattori. If not, then she'd never be able to smile so innocently. It didn't feel like she really remembered saying anything about the real killing of the rat. That was probably because the Hattori personality didn't have a direct hand in it. That's what I thought. I believed in her. Okay, got it. If our team loses, I'll listen to your request. But what if our team wins? That's for you to decide, Satoru. I see. Well then. After thinking it over for a short time, I answered. Okay then, you'll have to answer my question. Question? Yeah, there's something I have to ask you no matter what. Oh, is that all? Yep. Okay. Well then, if our team loses, I'll answer anything you want. Alright, then that completes the negotiations. Oh, but let me remind you, just in case, this is a team versus team battle, not an individual competition. The bet is just something you and I decided to do on the side. So victory will be decided by the final score of both teams, is that what you mean? Yep. Well, I don't mind that. Rather, I think it's your team that's an overwhelming disadvantage. Are you sure you're fine with that? Hoo-hoo. Tori gave a slight smile, then without another word walked over to stand before the net. I watched her go. Tori picked up the ball. She chose the 3PL. She stood at the spot, then entered a shooting stance. She raised the ball to the level of her forehead and delicately bent her right wrist. Her left hand was only used for support. The unconscious posture of an experienced sportsman. Do your best, Tori-chan! Sumi let out a high-pitched cheer. Breathing in, Tori stood stock still. Her lips met in a straight line, and then she released the ball, danced in the air, drawing a beautiful arch. Once it descended to the summit of the blue sky overhead, it began its downward slope. Aww. Ugh, went in. He heard Uni grumble. As he did, the ball was swallowed. Score 3-0. I was up next. With a moment's hesitation, I chose the 3PL. Uni ran over with the ball and passed it to me. From the moment I took it in my hands, sharp pain ran out my left arm. I completely forgotten that I was injured. Holding the ball, I gently rubbed it at the wound as I stood before the 3PL. The cleared out space was small, but I managed to dribble the ball a few times. Shuffled into the shooting stance. Took aim, breathed deeply in and out. Satoru, it's okay. Right here with you. It'll go in for sure. Believe in yourself. Don't be nervous. Relax. Don't let your shoulders tense up. Hey, the direction of the wind is from the northwest of the sea test. Uni! Please be quiet. Once again, I concentrated. Confirming the position of both my feet, I took a firm step into the court. I held the ball overhead and supported it with my left hand. My fingertips trembled a little from the pain. Somehow, I endured it. I narrowed my aim. Holding my breath, I concentrated all my nerves into my right arm and released the ball. With the spin, I'd put it on and rebounded off the backboard just as planned. The shot sank as though drawn into the net, setting it swaying. Yeah, went in. Nice shot, Yukidoh senpai. They literally say senpai, that wasn't a typo. Wow. That's amazing, Yukidoh. Notorially alone stared at me without saying anything, while cheering regretfully on a thumbnail. Huh. Score 3-3. After that, the game went on like that, and we alternated between offense and defense, new gaining, now falling behind. The second round, Usami 3 points, Uni 0 points. Tori 2 points, me 0 points. Score 5-3. Third round, Uni 2 points, Tori 2 points, me 3 points. Score 7-8. The fourth round, 0-0, 3-0, 10-8. The fifth round, 0-2, 0-2, 10-12. 0-0, 3-2, 13-14. 0-2, 3-2, 16-18. Just like that, we entered the 8th round with a 2-point lead. Sami's wild throws earned her the usual score of 0 points. And now I felt sorry for the wires on the fence. Uni had gotten the ball in 3 times so far, but regrettably his shot had glanced over the rim in the 8th round and earned him no points at all. Seeing that, a determined Tori chose the 3PL. This makes 19-18, right? With those words, she picked up the ball and tossed it in my direction. Our lead was snatched away at once, and our team was now down at a point. Grabbing the ball, I 3PL. In order to reverse the situation, I chose the 3PL. I stood at the line and steadied my breathing. Taking aim, I let the shot go. The net hook, however, I wasn't shaking from the inside but the outside. The ball had grazed the net and hit the rear support brace. Damn, a little too weak, huh? Muttering, I snuck a look over at Hattori. He had a triumphant grin on her face. Score 1918. That brought us to the final round. Sami was up. This time for sure, this time for sure. Go do it, Kali! Encouraging herself, she headed for the 2PL. Standing in place, she once again spread out her legs as though preparing to lay an egg. Number 33, it's Sami Kali, here I go! Sami-san sure is gallant. I unconsciously remarked as I watched her attentively. She probably won't get it in this time either, I thought, but just as I thought that, suddenly, incredible skilled shot sent the ball flying through the hoop. It went in! After a moment of silence, Sami began to jump for joy. Yes, yes, I did it! Hey, did you see that? Did you see? Wasn't it amazing, wasn't it? I must be some kind of genius. I'm scared, I'm really scared. Scared of my own flowing talent. It's true when they say the heavens bestowed 2 gifts upon you, don't they? Watching her jump and cheer, I couldn't help but think. Does she have any similarity to her husband whatsoever? Score 21-18. Hey, what do we do? What do we do, Satoru? Uni ran over to me, looking upset. Which one should I choose? The 2-pointer or maybe the 3? Let's see, after carefully thinking it over, do the 2PL. Let's play it safe for a 2-pointer, so make sure you get it in with no matter what. Is that really okay? Even if we do get it in, it's only 2 points, we won't be able to catch up to Hattori's team. It's okay. If we can narrow the lead to 1 point, I'll be able to manage somehow. Okay, I've got it. Uni nodded obediently and headed to the 2PL. He stood right in place and set up his shot. Uni, be careful and take the shot. I'm here with you. Believe in yourself. You can do it if you try. Don't be nervous. I really love this pose. Relax, breathe. Don't let your shoulders tense up, just shoot, okay? Don't worry about stuff in the direction of the wind. If it's such a short distance, you can definitely... Satoru! Be quiet! Uni selected an overhand shot. He might be nervous, judging from the way he was standing, pitch-and-toed, but his face was the picture of serious concentration. I can do it if I try, just you watch. As if to say that he hid his determination within his face. It was a childlike but incredibly tense expression, like a puppy bravely challenging a ferocious dog. He seemed to radiate an innocent sweetness. I quietly watched over him as he stood there, like a father watching over the growth of the child. Counting on you, Uni, I whispered inside my mind. I obviously could hear that wish because Uni turned back to me just once and nodded before. Raising a brilliant shot. As if dancing, the ball floated through the air and then flew down the basket. Go in! I clenched my fists as I silently prayed. The ball hit the rim, jumped upwards, down, narrow, and in the air. Flew into the net. Right! Uni jumped up and down a victory pose, doing a victory pose. I ran over to Uni and hugged him, as if he'd scored the deciding point at Koshium. Oh, yeah, that's amazing, Uni! Uni! Wasn't it amazing, wasn't it? Amazing, hardcore amazing. Then you do good boy for me? What? Say good boy, pat my head, okay? Do it! Okay, got it. Good boy, pat. Now say Uniton, good lad, you're a good lad. Uniton, you're a good lad. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt this touching moment, but... Huh? The match isn't over yet, you know? 21-20. We're still winning by a point, understand? If I get 3 points here, it'll be a 4-point lead. At that point, it will be game, set, and match. Isn't it a little too hard to celebrate? Well, if you get it, then hurry up and move. You're in my way. Hattori pushed between us and walked to the 3PL. Tori-chan! Concentrate! Yumi and I went back over the fence, listening to Utsumi cheers. I leaned against the chain link and trained my eyes on Hattori's motions. She didn't look the slightest bit tense. A thin smile floated to her lips. Satoru, you remember our agreement, right? Referring to her bed, she called out to me as she focused her sights on the net. You too. I answered without much courtesy. Too bad for you, but this is the end. We'll see about that. You think I'll miss? Just hurry up and throw. Tori bent her knees slightly, curled her back like a cat, composed herself, and kicked off from the court in a flash. The ball took flight, soared higher and higher into the air, then began its ascent. And suddenly there was a gust of wind. Brown orb shivered in the air. Visible force was pushing it. Sure, this is what they call being hated by the goal. A shot arched in the air like a curveball. Hit the hoop and flew off the backboard. What? No way! Her explanations were carried away by the wind. See? Yes, yes! Now if Satoru can only score, it'll be our win. Please do it, Satoru. Yeah, leave it to me. Score 21-20. Difference only. Of course, there was no reason to get out of my way and aim for a three-pointer. I took the ball and headed towards the 2PL. There's no way I'll let myself miss. With renewed determination, I got into position. We've got it, Satoru. It will be an easy win. I heightened my concentration. I assumed my shooting stance. My left arm throbbed in pain. The trembling was transmitted to the ball, making it harder to aim. I readjusted my stance and relaxed my shoulders. Whew. Breathing out, I reached the ball for the final time. I waited for the wind to die down. My left arm was barely touching the ball. This one arm alone will decide our victory. Go in for sure. Hold the image of the ball being swallowed in my mind. Comfortable tension enfolded me. Bent my knees ever so slightly. I held my breath. The wind stopped. Couldn't hear a thing. Silence. But at that moment, your left arm, does it hurt? Just as her voice reached me, I released the ball into the air. The brown orb kept rising. It traced the line I'd envisioned, drawing a gradual curve, flying, soaring, straight towards the net, as if guided there as if someone were pulling it. Without the tiniest deviation right now, I was heading towards the center of the hoop. Go in! The hoop inhaled it. The net danced in the air. The ball fell straight down, to land directly down below the basket, throwing up a spray of white snow as it did. Alright. Probably wasn't very mature, but I let out a cry of victory. Yeah, we won! Miraculous shot, Yukidoh-senpai! It's senpai. Uni practically hopped over to me. We embraced like a boxer any second after landing a KO punch. Satoru-san, Satoru-tan! Oh, dude, good boy, you okay? Nah, it's fine. Wait, let me do good boy. No, seriously, please don't. But what a bad sport. But even as he said that, both Uni and I were enormous grins. Like a dancing waltz, I spun Uni around and around in the center of the court. Match result, 21-22. At the very end of the close game, Uni and I narrowly came out on top. After the match, I headed over to Hattori. So I'll be asking that question later, huh? Well, not much I can do about that. Promise is a promise. Saying no more, Hattori left the basketball court. Fighting back a yawn, she headed back to the main building with her hands nonchalantly clasped behind her head. She didn't seem to be all that bothered by the loss. I'd expected her to act really down or refuse to admit defeat, so I was almost disappointed by her reaction. As I watched her go, I removed my watch from my pocket. Present time, 12:32. The sun had just begun to sink into the west. Uni and I went back down to the storeroom to put away the basketball. Alright, this should be okay. Anyway, I'm pretty tired now. I'm hungry too. Uni clenched at his stomach as he headed back down upstairs. I followed him. However, right at that moment, something glittered in the corner of the room. I stopped and turned my eyes towards the light. Oh, what's wrong, Satoru? No, it's nothing. You're going ahead. Uni seemed a little hesitant, but... Okay, got it. And with that, he disappeared up the stairs. After I watched him go, I returned my focus to the corner of the storeroom. Something was there, hidden in the shadow cast by a pile of boxes. I moved the boxes and knelt down at the floor. Oh, piece of cheese. Cheese. Okay, I'm gonna quick load. Okay, this one. Choose 2PL. Went with the safe choice of 2PL. Stood at the line and steadied my breathing. Taking aim, I let the shot go. The ball was swallowed into the net. Alright. Unthinkingly, I clenched my fist victoriously. I turned to Hattori, wanted to see it. Hattori snorted and looked away. Score 19-20. That brought us to the final round. Itsumi was up. It's time for sure. She got it in. Score 21-20. Go with 3PL. Alright, let's go for the win. Uni, try the 3-point line. Is that really okay? When Hattori gets a 3-pointer in, then they'll have a 4-point lead. At that point, our loss will be decided, right? No, even if you do miss, I don't think Hattori will try for a 3-pointer. Because if she misses, then I'd only need to try for a 2-pointer next. She probably won't take the risk. In order to make my throw a 3-pointer, it would be better for her to make a 3-pointer. In other words, even if you miss up the match, isn't over yet. In that case, shouldn't we attack you? Okay, I understand. Uni nodded obediently and headed for the 3 at PL. He stood right in place and set up his shot. Uni, be careful. Yeah. And promptly fell into the pile of snow. Uni slumped over and hanging his head. I walked over and pulled him to his feet, as if he'd been hit over by the head by the winning home run of Koshium. Hey Uni, it's too early to get depressed like that. If Tori misses, then they'll only have a 1-point lead, even if she manages to put 2 points. What 2 points? I'm planning on aiming for 3, you know? Huh? Because if I can score 3 points, then the match is over, right? Since it'll be 24-20, right? No way am I going to accept the draw. I'm going to decide this with 1 shot. Well, if you get it, then hurry up and move. You're in the way. Tori pushed between us and walked to the 3PL. Didn't go in. Are you serious? Without touching the hoop net or the backboard, the ball dropped to the ground, as though the target I'd aimed at had in fact shot me down as I watched. The ball fell straight down, to land directly below the basket, throwing up a spray of white snow as it did. Now I've done it. That discouraged mutter escaped me before I realized it. Oh, we lost. Uni squatted down and poked dejectedly at the surface of the snow. I walked over to him and... Sorry. Apologized. It's okay, really. It wasn't your fault, Satoru. If I'd just been a little better. Uni, you're a good guy, you know that? We had lost, but it felt like a bond between Uni and I had deepened a little more. We're in the same frowns, we laughed bitterly together. Uni stuck out his palm. I gripped it firmly and pulled him up. Uni sprang energetically to his feet, almost hopping. Match result, 21-20. Only one difference. Uni and I suffered an extremely close defeat. After the match, Tori came up to me. So this means you have to listen to my request later, okay? Well, not much I can do about it. Promise is a promise after all. Well, then I'm counting on you. Saying no more, Tori left the basketball court. Finding back at Yawn, she headed back to the main building with her hands nonchalantly clasped behind her head. She didn't look all that pleased. Because I was expecting a taunt or a sneer, that reaction only bothered me a little. As I watched her go, I removed my watch from my pocket. Present time, 12:32. The sun had just begun to sink into the west. Okay. Well, I am going to go back and I'm going to choose the other option because I want to find out what question we were going to ask her. Where is it? This one? It's 3PL. And choose 2PL. Okay, there we go.